Once upon a time, there lived three piglets with their mother in a small house. It was time for them to leave their home and learn to live on their own. Their mother called the three piglets next to her. My dear children, the time is come for you to go out into wild forest. But don't ever forget whatever you do later, do the best as you can because that is the only best way to stay alive. On the next morning, they had already prepared themselves to live apart with their mother. They looked so sad, and after the three piglets said their goodbyes to their mommy, then they went on their way. After a while, they found some pieces of land where they could build their own home. The youngest piglet determined to build his home with straw. He thought it was the easiest and fastest way to build home, so he could give his time for playing. The youngest of them all had already finished his house in one day. Then he yelled out to his two brothers, "Hey guys, I'm already finished!" The oldest piglet had looked at the house.
Okay, but this house doesn't look steady at all. And how we protect his house from the wolf?
The youngest piglet didn't take any notice from his brother. Nothing will happen.
Okay, then say I didn't warn you.
In other side, the middle piglet decided to make his house out of wood. From the branches he had collected in the woods, he decided to build a little cubby house. It took exactly 3 days to finish his house. The eldest piglet walked over towards him.
Oh, my brother, you've done a great job. But this doesn't look safe at all. Is this house going to protect us from the wolf?
Then the middle answered,
"Don't worry, this house is always safe."
Okay, don't say I didn't warn you.
While the two little piglets were having a great time in their newly built homes, the oldest of them all was constantly working because he was building a home from bricks and rocks. The other piglets thought that his effort was useless. Our lady was playing around and killing the time, while the eldest was keep working.
Why you bother with this when you can quickly finish like we have? Hey, how scary is he?
The eldest piglet didn't bother listening to them. He worked for a whole week and managed to finish his house, which made out of bricks and rocks. A day later, a hungry wolf arrived near their home. He first stood in front of the house, which made out of straw. The little piglet was resting in a house which made out of straw. The wolf knocked the door.
Open the door and let me in. If you don't, I'll huff and puff and blow your house in.
You can't do anything to me. My house is steady enough.
And then the wolf huffed and puffed and he blew his house in. The little piglet was so afraid, and with a great effort, the little piglet managed to get away and he ran over to his brother's house, which made from the tree branch. When the middle piglet opened the door, the little piglet threw himself inside the house.
Close the door, the wolf is coming here. Don't worry, he can't do anything to us in this house.
After a while, the wolf came and yelled inside.
Open the door and let me in. If you don't, I'll huff and puff and blow your house in.
You can't blow my house in.
And the wolf huffed and puffed and he blew his house in and broke it down. Both piglets ran to the third piglet house and barely got away from the wolf.
Brother, the wolf was on his way to come here. What's your weather?
The oldest piglet answered, very sure of himself.
Don't worry, the wolf cannot come to this house.
Some time later, the starving wolf came to the third piglet house and yelled to the three piglets. Then he knocked the door.
Open the door and let me in. If you don't, I'll huff and puff and blow your house in.
Don't you ever try that, Wolf.
You can't come to it all.
The wolf got very angry. He huffed and puffed, but nothing happened. He couldn't bring that house down. He tried and tried, but he couldn't move one single brick. Finally, he being exhausted, the wolf decided to try another way to go in. He saw the chimney upon the roof and started to climb. Realizing that the wolf was going to climb upon the roof and come down to the chimney, the piglet quickly lit up the fireplace right under the chimney and put a big bucket of water on the wood. The wolf barely climbed up the chimney and threw himself in. He went straight into the boiling bucket. Then he screamed, "Whoa! It's so hot! Help me! Help me! I'm burning! Super! Please!" After they got free from the wolf, the piglets hugged each other with joy. On the next day, the three piglets went to their mother's house to tell her everything that happened. The youngest one came next to his mother.
You were right, Mommy. Whatever we did in this world, we have done it with our best. If you really work for something, we will get a success.
From that day on, the two piglets were never lazy. They worked hard like their big brother and lived a happy and safe life.